The story opens in a classroom that feels too quiet. A young teacher named Mina stands in front of her students, doing her job with perfect control. Then, like a flash of lightning, a woman storms in and strikes her. No warning, no explanation. Mina jolts awake. It was a dream, but it doesn't feel like a normal nightmare. Her hand shakes as if her body remembers the impact. She admits this dream has been haunting her for a year, long enough that she stopped fighting it. She gets ready for work. While looking at herself in the mirror, she speaks quietly, almost like a promise. Like always, today will be the same. I don't need to enjoy anything. I don't need to talk. I don't need to smile. At school, Shinsu High, she walks in with her music on while the other teachers gossip about her like she's some mystery. She's been there a year, yet barely speaks, always brings instant noodles, and keeps to herself. But Sora says Mina only says a few words when she pays rent. Their chatter gets interrupted when a popular student, Leon, shows up and everyone starts taking photos because he's famous, while a pair of students nearby even start fighting. Leo pulls the gym teacher aside to talk, and as Mina watches all this, she thinks about how she used to be completely different. In the past, she talked so much her friends teased her about it, and she was known for always telling stories. She was once a lively teacher who could fill any room with her voice. Back in the staff office, the principal, Mr. Park, warns everyone that midterms are coming, and right after that, parent-teacher meetings, so they need to keep students out of the teacher's room. Then Sora notices the window is open and cold air is rushing in, giving her goosebumps. She goes to shut it, looks outside, and suddenly screams that there's an emergency. The teachers rush over and freeze in shock. Mina, feeling something she's never felt before, steps closer even though she can't see clearly through the snow. Cutting through the snowfall toward the building is a tall man with scary-looking tattoos on his arms, walking like he owns the world. His name is Kang. The teachers panic like he's a monster, while Mina stands there thinking, who is coming? Kang pushes the door open. Kang steps inside, calmly greets everyone with a polite, hello, and Mina stares, thinking he looks like a gangster, until she realizes he's connected to Leo. Sora demands to know why he's here, and Kang says he came to meet the gym teacher, but they tell him the teacher already left, so Kang simply says he'll wait. The principal tries to act brave and friendly, even pretending he didn't notice Kang come in. Kang gets straight to the point. The gym teacher blocked Leo from receiving an award, and when Leo questioned it that morning, the teacher said something cruel. Basically that because Leo has no parents, he doesn't deserve it. The principal insists that can't be true and says Leo must be lying, but Kang says Leo would never lie, and he didn't even hear it from Leo. Leo's friend told him. Trying to calm things down, the principal asks Mina to bring tea, but when she does, Kang grabs the principal's wrist and calls out the school for making female teachers do all the work, saying he can pour his own tea. Then he steps toward Mina, looks her over closely, and leans in so near she gets scared, until he suddenly calls her pretty, and Mina snaps her eyes up, shaken by how direct he is. Meanwhile, we cut to a student girl, just texting someone like she misses them, when Leo comes over and invites her to eat with the group. She snaps at him, says she doesn't want to waste time eating with him, and says she only eats with the person she likes. Leo's friends tease him when she leaves, and one of them points out something big. Kang is at the school right now. Another friend admits he's the one who told Kang exactly what the gym teacher said about Leo's parents, and Leo bolts, worried. Back in the office, Kang is still sitting there, and the principal awkwardly suggests they go smoke, but Kang slams his fist on the table and basically threatens him for even talking about smoking in a school. While, unknown to Kang, the gym teacher is literally hiding under that same table. Kang talks about how much Leo has suffered and how hard he raised him, then sets the tea down right above where the gym teacher is hiding and says almost politely, "You seem busy, so I'll leave it here," and walks out. Mina, for the first time in a year, suddenly starts talking, really talking, asking the teachers who Kang is, if he's truly Leo's uncle. The teachers stare like they've seen a ghost because Mina is finally speaking, and then they all start telling rumors like it's story time. One says Kang shows up in random places breaking things for no reason. Another says they once saw him burying something and it had to be a body, and someone even claims they saw him lift a car with his bare hands. Leo runs in, sees the mess, and the principal yells that Kang should never come back. As Leo picks up the broken pot, Mina quietly helps and tells him not to worry, saying sometimes if something needs to be done, it needs to be done. After school, Mina goes grocery shopping and gets a message from her dad asking how she is and inviting her to come eat her favorite soup, but she doesn't reply. When she reaches her building, the door won't open. Her key snaps, and in a burst of frustration, she throws the broken key into water and walks away, only to notice the lights in the area blinking like like something's wrong. Then she sees a figure ahead, Kang, wearing a cap, holding something long in his hand. Mina panics, thinking it's a knife, and runs, but he runs after her. She pulls out her phone to call the police, but he suddenly grabs her from behind before she can press anything, and the long object touches her, making her freeze in fear. Kang takes her phone and asks why she was calling the police, and Mina blurts out that if she dies here, no one will come to her funeral, unlike someone else who would have lots of people show up. Kang stares and asks what nonsense she's saying, and Mina insists she knows he has a knife, until he shows her the truth: it's food. She touches the spot where it hit her and realizes it really is just food, and she admits she ran because he looks scary with those tattoos and the way he walks around alleys. Kang casually reveals they aren't real tattoos at all. He peels off a thin plastic sleeve and the tattoos are on that, explaining someone gave it to him so he wore it. Mina tries to leave, but Kang notices her door and asks if this is her house. She admits the lock isn't working, and when he steps toward the door, she panics, thinking he'll break it. She tries to stop him, but he backs up like he's about to charge, then suddenly leaps and slips through to the other side, opens the door from inside, comes back out like it was nothing, and tells her his food got ruined during the chase, so she'll have to pay him back later. Then he runs off. At home, Leo asks the housekeeper if his uncle has returned, and when Kang arrives, he starts cleaning Leo's award like it matters to him. Kang asks the name of Leo's teacher, and Leo impatiently repeats it, saying she's Mina. Kang asks if she's from Seoul, and Leo says yes but tells him to stop interfering at school because he can handle things himself. Kang, half joking and half not, says fine. He can do anything Leo wants. He can kidnap people. He can stab someone with a knife, making Leo tell him to stop saying crazy things. That night, Kang goes out with the housekeeper, who asks if he got reported again, but Kang says this time they ignored him, then quietly wonders if Mina really doesn't recognize him. A flashback answers why that question hurts. We see Mina about to fall, and Kang catches her in his arms. We see Mina drunk, calling him pretty. The next day, Mina tells her students the parent-teacher meetings are coming, and Gia says she can't bring her parents, then casually adds Leo isn't bringing parents either. Mina starts to respond but stops herself and says she'll talk later. After class, Mina privately speaks with Gia, who explains in a cold, proud voice that her parents can't come because her father is a governor and always busy, and she claims Leo doesn't have parents and her own parents are basically the same, like they don't exist, then tells Mina that a daughter shouldn't come between parents and demands her meeting be delayed before walking away. Mina is stunned, asking herself how this student knows anything about her, because it shouldn't be possible. Later, Mina sits with the parent list and starts calling families, and the next number is Kang's. Just seeing it makes her remember him saying she'll have to pay him back for the ruined food. She freezes. The gym teacher warns her not to call because Kang is dangerous and she doesn't know what he might do, but Sora encourages her, reminding her she's been there a year and handled plenty of parents, and Kang is still just a person. Mina calls and stiffly asks if he knows who she is, then orders him to come for the parent meeting tomorrow. Kang says he can come right now, but Mina insists tomorrow at 4 and Kang agrees, saying he doesn't mind waiting. After the call, Sora sees Mina's fear and offers help, and Mina, surprising even herself, stops her and admits she needs help right now. Mina explains everything. She ruined Kang's food, he said she'll pay, and she's sure he'll make her suffer, so she asks if there's any way to beat him. Sora thinks hard and says there is someone who can help, then brings Mina to a restaurant where the owner takes their order but won't stop talking, rushing out words, scolding, even cursing, and Mina is shocked. Sora tells Mina this is exactly how she needs to speak to Kang, strong, fast, and fearless. Mina tries to practice but can't pull it off, so Sora offers another plan and changes Mina's hair to give her confidence. The next day, Mina arrives dressed differently, and her students gasp, asking if it's her birthday. She says no, and they ask if she came ready to fight, but Mina quietly says she only wants to lose. After class, she spots the gym teacher leaving, then sees Leo nearby, and warns him his uncle is coming today for a meeting, asking him to stay until then, but Leo throws her own words back at her. If something is necessary, it should be done. Then he walks off. Mina sits alone, steadying herself, repeating that she just needs to stay calm, polite, and do nothing else. At the same time, we meet a lawyer named Ethan at his firm. He's working a case and admits he's been desperate for 10 years to find one criminal, even filing complaints just to get an address. His coworker suggests the man might be dead, but Ethan says that's impossible, and a quick flashback shows Ethan as a school kid getting hit by someone. Then we learn the person he's chasing is Kang. Back at school, Mina waits, and Kang arrives carrying a new flower pot, explaining he brought it because the last one broke. He sits for the meeting, but the desk in front of him is too small, so he pushes it away, drags his chair forward until he's right in Mina's space, and says now they're face to face so she can talk properly. He asks if she's from Seoul and says he's from Seoul too, then adds that his mother was from Seoul, and he even knows how to speak in a Seoul style, showing off a little. Mina tries to stay professional and says Leo doesn't want to go to college, but he has to. Yet Kang shrugs and says it should be Leo's choice, and that finishing high school is enough. He asks how Leo's manners are with teachers, and Mina admits Leo is actually good. Then Kang suddenly asks Mina how old she is, and Mina shuts him down for asking personal questions, lowering her gaze to the report card to avoid him, until Kang softly calls her Mina, like it's a name he's said many times before, and Mina freezes because it doesn't feel like a stranger saying it. Mina stares at him, and Kang casually says he thought her friends must call her that too, and Mina unexpectedly laughs as if something in her finally loosened. The next morning, Leo is heading to school when Gia stops him and awkwardly apologizes, saying she spoke without thinking when she asked about his parents in class and asks him to forgive her. Leo just watches her, then takes her phone, saves his number himself, and tells her to call if she ever has a problem before walking away. Gia watches him go, impressed by his acting, and saves his contact as Evil Leo. In Mina's classroom, the bouquet Kang gave is sitting in the way, blocking the board. A student complains, another says Kang gave it, and Mina asks how they know, only to learn his name is written on it. Her face changes immediately. Outside, a few teachers struggle together trying to carry the huge bouquet out of the building, but they can't lift it, and Kang pulls up in his car and asks what's going on. Mina says they can't keep it in school, and asks how they can return it, so Kang easily picks it up, puts it in his car, and tells Mina to come with him because it's a gift, and they can't just throw it away. Now Mina is in the car with him, and she keeps noticing his body without meaning to. Kang catches her and asks if she's really staring, and Mina denies it, but he calls her out for lying, and Mina internally panics that she's been exposed. Mina asks if they've met before, and Kang answers with another question. What does she think? Mina's mind spirals into wild guesses. Maybe they were past lovers, maybe she loaned him money and he kidnapped her. But Kang interrupts, teasing her for thinking so hard and asking if she misses him that much. Mina gets flustered and says she's only trying to remember because he said they met, calling him Mr. Kang, but he reacts like he doesn't like the distance and says next time he'll call her Ms. Mina. They reach her building rooftop where Kang tries to neatly display his name on the flower pot, but Mina stops him, saying she already knows his name. Kang looks up at the sky and comments on the beautiful weather, while Mina stands behind him and catches herself staring again, scolding herself for it. Kang asks her to bring coffee so he can see how Seoul people treat guests, but Mina says she doesn't have any and promises next time, so he leaves. Right after, the gym teacher calls Mina and dumps extra work on her, saying she now has to run his paid environment club because he's busy, and before she can refuse, he hangs up. Mina complains to herself that when she stayed silent, life was easier, but now speaking only gets her used like that woman from her nightmare. Then her phone rings again. She assumes it's the gym teacher and answers without looking, but it's her father. The moment she hears his voice, she goes tense. He says he knows he was wrong, that a father shouldn't have done what he did, that he regrets it, but he wants to explain and asks to meet, saying he misses her. Mina can't speak. Tears fall. The doorbell rings, and when she opens it, Kang is standing there with instant coffee. He sees her tears and asks if she's crying, then hands her sweets and says, when you feel upset, eating something sweet helps you feel better. Then he leaves. Mina is shaken because she remembers a blurry flashback where Kang said the exact same thing before, and she whispers that she's heard that voice somewhere. We then meet Mina's mother, Nora, with lawyer Ethan. They seem close, though we don't know why. Nora complains that Ethan said he'd do anything for her, but still can't find the person she wants, and Ethan says he'll come even if she calls at night, but he's a lawyer, not a detective, asking who she's looking for. Nora says her daughter, Mina, and says Ethan has seen her once. That sends us to a 2002 flashback where Nora had a fan event, Mina came to see her, and Ethan noticed Mina for the first time. Ethan admits he saw Mina back then, but she was only a child, and asks where she is now. Nora says she doesn't know because Mina ran away after Nora said harsh things, and when Ethan asks what she said, Nora refuses to tell him and threatens to unfollow him unless he finds her. Ethan then gets a call from his coworker saying they still can't find Kang. Meanwhile, Kang strolls into the local police station to give a statement, but he's playful and not serious, offering sweets to the officer and repeating his "eat sweet things when you're upset" advice. Mina later goes to the library still thinking about that familiar voice, and when she leaves, she spots Kang outside the station with his men. They've made rice cake for him, and he happily eats, while Mina secretly watches and judges him for acting like he's been working hard, when, in her mind, he's just been causing trouble all day. Kang heads to his car and Mina quickly runs off. Mina then shows up to supervise the environment club, but the students are bored and complain that another class gets field trips while they're stuck. Gia coldly says they can't go anywhere because Mina is only a temporary teacher and will return to Seoul soon. The class reacts, asking if it's true, but Mina avoids giving a clear answer and says for now she's their advisor and she will help them. Leo suggests visiting a nearby power plant and adds that his uncle works there, which shocks Mina. She blurts out that Kang has a job. Leo looks confused and asks why he wouldn't, and Mina admits she assumed he didn't work because he walks around with goons and fights, but the kids insist the plan is interesting and they want to go. Mina refuses and says she'll find another plant instead. We cut to the power plant where Kang is actually working. He carries heavy equipment so easily that other workers stare because it normally takes 2 men to lift what he's holding. Then Leo's friend Dylan calls Kang, the same kid who earlier told him what the gym teacher said, and reports what happened at the club, and Kang says he understands. Later, as Mina exits school, Kang shows up and demands to know why she refused the power plant trip. Mina snaps back asking if he installed cameras in her classroom, but Kang ignores the joke and keeps pushing for the real reason. Mina says she's a teacher and will do what she wants, but Kang points out her alternative plant is far away and asks how she'll safely take students that far when his plant nearby is good. Mina challenges him to give one reason she should go, and Kang says the students already know Leo has no parents, but they also assume Leo's uncle doesn't do real work, so if they visit the plant, they'll see he works hard. Mina admits to herself his logic makes sense and says she'll think about it. We then see Gia at home with strict parents. Her father scolds her for being second place and lectures her until she storms off, refuses to eat, and messages her boyfriend Junhae, asking where he is and if she can stay at his place this weekend. Back at home, Kang tells Leo he fixed everything and the class can visit the plant, and Leo asks if Kang fought or argued with Mina, but Kang says no, they spoke calmly and nicely. Leo then casually reminds him Mina is a temporary teacher, and Kang doesn't understand at first until Leo explains she'll go back to Seoul. Kang looks genuinely shocked and asks why, and Leo says he doesn't know, only that Mina's family is in Seoul. Kang quietly remembers arriving with coffee and seeing Mina crying. On the rooftop, Mina stares at the flower pot and tells herself she's not even human anymore, just a dry twig that can do anything, then repeats her cold morning promise again. It's another upsetting day. She doesn't have to enjoy it. She doesn't have to smile. When she steps outside, Kang is working out and asks if she's ready to go. Mina asks where Leo is, and Leo pops out of the back seat, says hello, and immediately walks away. But now she has no choice and ends up in the front with Kang, and on the drive, he jokes that she dresses like she's going to a funeral because she always wears black. Mina fires back that he's the one who only cares about fashion and does no work. Leo suddenly gets a call and asks to be dropped off, and Kang does it. Leo runs away fast. Mina tells Kang he should ask where Leo is going, but Kang says Leo isn't a child and will come back, then casually suggests they kill time. Wait, watch a movie, or go somewhere quiet. Mina refuses the movie idea, asking why she would go with a student's parent, and when Kang suggests a quiet place outdoors, Mina says she prefers a place with beds. Kang says fine, and they go. Meanwhile, Leo runs to a bus stop to meet Gia, confronting her about running away. Gia explodes that her parents only care about her being first, but she can't beat Leo, so instead of making him disappear, she'll disappear herself. She texts on her phone, and Leo sees the name and asks who June is, if it's a man, and Gia says June is the only one who loves her no matter if she's first or second. She gets on the bus, and after thinking a moment, Leo follows her. Back to Mina and Kang. They sit in a restaurant and Mina orders, but the owner is the same woman who earlier yelled and cursed during Sora's lesson, and she scolds again while bringing food. Kang eats strangely slowly, and Mina asks why. Kang says he's not hungry, but then insists he never leaves food unfinished and forces himself to eat it all. Mina admits she saw him outside the police station and asks what he was doing, and Kang vaguely says it involved a woman. Then we see the real story. A car blocked a narrow street, so Kang lifted it and moved it aside, and the family reported him, only for us to realize he did it to make room for a fire truck to pass. Mina then points out the damage on the gym teacher's bag, accusing Kang of doing it, but Kang denies it and explains what really happened. The gym teacher was gambling with some men. Kang yelled at him for acting like that as a teacher. The gym teacher tried to run, fell, and glass cut his hand. Mina tries to leave because Leo hasn't returned, but when she looks at Kang's face, she gasps. His skin is breaking out badly. We learn he's allergic to that food and now has pimples all over. They go to a park and sit, and Kang tells her he'll be okay in an hour, telling her not to worry. Mina asks why he ate it if he knew, and Kang says because if he didn't, she would have been eating alone and it wouldn't be fun. Mina laughs, and then, without thinking too much, she takes cream and starts applying it to his face. Kang instantly gets nervous, his hands shaking, and he suddenly stands up and starts doing push-ups, like he's trying to burn off the feeling, then even lifts the chair Mina is sitting on and moves it up and down like it's weight training, before dropping back beside her and warning her not to touch him next time. Then Leo calls. Kang asks if Leo has money to eat something and says he's coming, then tells Mina he has to go. Mina insists she should come because she's Leo's teacher, but Kang says Leo is in Seoul, and the word Seoul hits Mina like a punch. She flashes back to her old school in Seoul during parent meetings, politely shaking hands with parents, until one father starts messaging her at night, asking how she is, saying he misses her, asking what perfume she wears, asking to meet. Then the worst memory returns, that father's wife came to the school and slapped Mina. Exactly the dream from episode 1, followed by students whispering that Mina seemed like a good teacher, but was actually disgusting and terrible, tearing her apart with rumors. Back in the present, Mina's face hardens as she decides she's going to Seoul. In Seoul, Gia arrives with Leo still following her, and she's furious, telling him she ran away because of him and he shouldn't follow. But Leo calmly says she can do whatever she wants after he eats lunch. He suggests eating near the river he saw on TV. As they sit together, Gia complains about always being second and wanting college, while Leo, who is always first, doesn't even want college, and Leo asks what it's like to have parents. Gia says it's useless, even having a mother is useless, but Leo admits he would do anything just to speak to his mother for one moment, and he says the same about a father. Gia says Leo always beats her anyway. Then June texts her to meet at a metro station, and she runs off with Leo chasing after her. Back at school, Mina's coworkers joke about how their bodies hurt from trying to lift the bouquet, and the gym teacher complains that sports day is tomorrow and he's sore. They start doing weird games and exercises to fix their bodies, while Sora teases them, calling them weak like women, and they argue back. A man arrives to teach them, saying there's another man who plays perfectly, and when they ask who, he says the man will arrive soon. At the station, Mina and Kang meet up, but Leo isn't there. Kang says Leo called and claimed he was nearby, so Kang tells Mina to search one side while he checks the other. Mina walks and then sees Gia with June, who turns out to be lawyer Ethan. Gia runs up happily saying she missed him and wants to eat, and Mina, stunned, ends up boarding the metro too. Around the same time, Kang finally reaches Leo, and Leo tells him Gia is going to stay at a man's house. Mina calls Kang in panic, saying she found Gia and she's right in front of her with a man, but the metro has already started moving. Kang tells her not to worry and says they'll meet at the next station. Then Kang runs like a bullet, so fast it looks unreal, jumps over protesters blocking the way, and reaches the next stop just as the train arrives. Mina looks around, worried Kang didn't make it, when Gia spots Mina and bolts trying to escape. The train doors begin closing, and suddenly Kang appears shouting, leaping in at the last second. Mina stumbles and almost falls, until Kang catches her in his arms. In that instant, Mina flashes back to the earlier memory of Kang catching her the same way, and something finally clicks into place. Holding her steady, Kang becomes clear in her mind, and Mina realizes she now knows exactly who he is.